Hello, this is Amy, and today I'm going to do a quick run through what I'd like to call Beginner's Guide to Inventory Management. So I'm very new to MMOs in general, and particularly Guild Wars 2. So a few things that I've found out recently that are quite helpful to gameplay are storage options and kind of managing space, because apparently Guild Wars doesn't have much space, and I'm sure a few people have gotten into the middle of a field and had to do some sorting, some tossing out, that sort of thing. So first I'll just show you my inventory setup. I have the starter backpack with 20 slots, and I've crafted myself some 8-slot containers, let's call them. This is a jute bag, which I crafted at the tailor. This is a rawhide leather pack, which I gave to this character from my other character, which is a leather worker. This is an invisible bag, which I've made at the tailor, which is crafted the same as an 8-slot jute bag, except that you have glittering dust as well. The invisible bag has some bonuses, such as it doesn't appear when you're selling to a vendor. So if you're selling to a vendor, this is all the items you would see. And when you have the option to compact items, see how everything else shifted to the top line, but the invisible bag stayed completely full and everything stayed where it was. The items I have in this bag are things I'm saving for when I level up to 15, and just other items that I want to switch to. This down here is a crafter's bag. It's made the same as a jute bag, except it has some rawhide leather sections. This bag has crafting components placed into it automatically, if there is space. So this is where your crafting components will go if you're killing mobs. So that's my inventory setup at the moment. The next thing I'd like to show you is the bank, which can be accessed by... let's see if I can see it on my map here. This is a banker NPC, and this is a guild banker NPC, and you can access your bank there. But I find the best way to access your bank is just through a crafting station. So I'm a tailor and an artificer, so I can access my bank by just going here, accessing the station, and then this is the bank. These are placed in here by me only when I'm at a bank, so I can't deposit them into the bank while I'm out in the wild. All of these items are shared between all of your characters, so it's very easy to give things to other characters that way. Mine is very full, and I'll show you a bit later on how I should clean this up and give myself a bit of extra space. The other part to the bank is this collections section, which is divided into some handy-dandy material zones. This one is one I use most, as well as these. And we also have mini pets, which you can buy with gems, and special mini pets down the bottom. This is separate to a bank, and you can fill one of these up with a stack of the certain material, and then withdraw it for whichever character you want. Say we've been on a farm, or we've been doing some crafting, and we've got all of this stuff in our inventories. Now we could go through and click deposit collectible on each one, but an easier way to do it is just to deposit all collectibles from the top. That just takes everything out. If it's all shuffled everywhere, it was down here. Much easier, much faster. How to get additional storage at the lower levels? Well, as you can see, I've crafted all of my additional bags, which this one is unlocked as soon as you take up tailoring. You can also get a leather bag from leatherworking, and some sort of metal box from armor smithing, and they're all unlocked from the first level, and it's very helpful. As you can see, it's just got 10 bolts of jute. It's very cheap and very useful. So I'd suggest, even if you have chosen 2 other crafts, I would pay to change my craft at this level to access those bags, make myself a bunch of bags, and then if I didn't want tailoring for any other reason, I'd just switch back. And you'll find that's rather cheap to do. You can also get 8-slot bags, and, increasing. If you don't want to switch your crafts, you can get them through the trading post. Another way to get extra storage is to use extra characters. Just make a character, load them up with 8-slot bags or just leave them with their 20-slot bag. You can also buy bank slots with gems. Back into our crafting station, into the bank. This little unlock, 600 gems at the moment to get another, I don't know if it's a line, 3 lines. I'm not sure how many you get because I just haven't needed to yet. That's it for really how much storage you can get your hands on. So now we'll look at managing that storage. The first suggestion I would make is these boxes. The black line chests always have 3 items in them. I would generally get one of these, so a tonic, maybe a repair canister, and maybe a coin, a mystic coin. So even though you're losing the black line chest, you have to take up another 3 slots to actually get everything out of it. So this ends up taking a lot of space, and I would highly recommend not unpacking one out on the field. Come back where you can access the bank, then unlock it and pull the stuff out. XP boosts, I've saved these but only recently looked up that it's just not worth it. So I'm going to pull all of these out, and in my next few hours of playing I'll just use them. There's no point keeping them there. These boots, I had a plan to make something out of them. Pfft, never happened. I'm going to throw them out. These items are level 20, which is still a fair way off for me, so I've just put them in there and saved them. I'm about to mail this to someone, and I really don't see the point in becoming a leopard, or a minotaur, or a jackalope. I might just do that just to see what it looks like, but anyway, I'm just going to take these out of my bank and destroy them because I see no value or use for those. The second, especially bank inventory management, suggestion I would make is to not identify your dyes, unless you're really into dyeing things. I'm not. And you can make quite a profit on the trading post by selling unidentified dyes. They're selling for about 5 silver, which is quite high. I accidentally early on identified one, and it came up with an olive shade dye. This sells for roughly 18 copper on the trading post, so it was really not worth it. Now it's just taking up space in my inventory. So you can stack unidentified dyes, like these coins, like pretty much everything else, and then just sell them in bulk. That's going to save up a fair bit of your space. So that's how I keep my bank clean. Now I'll cleaned up my bank. Let's go back to my inventory. So I'm going to use these. I'll destroy a few of these. Yes. Look, I'll put my salvaging kits back where I enjoy them. And I've been given this just to show. It's a Precise Axe. It's blue, but for the sake of this, I will destroy it with a fine salvage kit. That's given me a green wood log. Yay, not as much as I would expect from a blue item, but we'll just send that to our bank anyway. This is another blue item, but it is quite... I can sell that for 50 copper to this woman here. Let's just have a look. Yes, it sells for 30 copper here. Which I'd be tempted to sell it to a vendor. Especially with the salvaging process, I probably wouldn't get my values worth salvaging this. And I also know that for this particular item, even though I can't show you on the trading post because it's down, it is currently selling for about, the minimum price is 80 copper. So I would definitely make my money back selling that on the trading post. So blue items and above, you should really look at selling them for vendors or selling them on the trading post. And if they're not useful there, then, I don't know, salvage it. But all the white items you come across with the title in white, I would definitely salvage those just for more crafting materials, because they're always going to be in demand either from you or from someone else. And now I've got a lot more space in my inventory and in my bank. I hope that helps. Tell me if I've missed anything. I may have rabbled a bit. I haven't made a video for a while, so I'm kind of tripping over myself to get all the information out. Have a good afternoon, and see you next time.